Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, and it's December 20th. Only 5 more days till Christmas. All right, we have one meeting to tell you about, and that will begin at 9:30 this morning, shortly after our morning broadcast of This Day, and that will be the 3rd board meeting. Now, if you would like to follow along, you can always go to lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings, and that way you can follow along virtually. All right, on our show today, we have Eileen Paulin, and who is here. She's our Director of Media and Communications, and she's going to talk to us about the internet. There's going to be a few changes here with our cable system, so she wanted to go over that for the new year. And then we have Pastor Paul Finley, who is here on behalf of the Lutheran Church of the Cross and also the Lutheran Heritage Club. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, we are looking at just partly cloudy skies, mostly high clouds today, as you can see behind me. We are looking at temperatures, though, lovely 66-45, 67-45, 67-48, 68-51, and then look at this, 75-55 for beautiful Christmas Eve. You just can't get any better here in California. All right, our sunrise this morning was at 6:51, and our sunset will be 4:46. Now, just a couple of announcements. The Department of Recreation and Special Events is pleased to announce that their staff will take reservations for clubhouses 2 and 7, and that is for events that are starting January 2023. Please call Recreation at 949-597-4273. Now, a tidbit for the holiday. I found some really great information. The tallest Christmas tree ever displayed was in Seattle, Washington, measuring 221 feet tall. And when the candy cane was invented in Germany, it was shaped into a J for Jesus Christ. Of course, you can just turn ours upside down. Black Friday is not the busiest shopping day of the year. The distinction goes to the 2 days just before Christmas, which are coming up. A popular tradition in Japan is to eat KFC for Christmas. That's Kentucky Fried Chicken. It is so popular, in fact, that orders must be placed 2 months in advance. Never knew they even had Kentucky Fried Chicken in Japan. So there's our holiday tidbits for you, and stick around. We're going to have Eileen Paulin coming up.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
Did you hear the big news? The FDA announced the over-the-counter hearing aid program. It's been 6 years in the making. And what does that mean to you if you wear hearing aids or if you're thinking about wearing hearing aids for the first time? Most people are asking themselves, what is an over-the-counter hearing aid? Would it work for me? Where do I get them to try? How much do they cost? For over 40 years, Advanced Ear Care has been helping answer questions just like this. Call us today and find out more. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Welcome back. We have Eileen Paulin here, who is our Director of Media and Communications. Welcome. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Lisa. Happy holidays to you, too. Can't believe they're here.
I know. It's just 5 more days. And there's some big changes happening in 2023, and this has been an ongoing research project that I know many of you have been involved in. But of course, now you at least have some concrete ideas and things that you can share.
Well, there's kind of 2 things going on that I want to help people to understand. And one of them is that GRF really understands that, and a lot of people, and we're going to be talking a lot more about this on TV6 in the future, but the infrastructure that runs our cable television and our internet is owned by GRF, and that is a very rare situation because normally these are, run by an outside entity. So it's a very, very valuable asset that GRF has, and it's part of the reason why people are able to get their cable TV and internet at much, much lower rates than what they would be paying if they lived outside the village.
Okay.
So GRF and with staff has recognized that we're at a point with that whole system that we're getting to end of life on some of the technology. So we've been spending a great deal of time the last 6 months taking a really close look at what's the best thing to do for the village and for the residents.
Right.
We don't have that answer yet. But one of the things that we do know is that we are starting to have much higher demands for internet speeds.
Okay.
So I wanted to just touch a little bit. I think, and this is one of my favorite graphics, the one that you have up on the screen right now. A lot of us don't realize how much more use that we have of the internet than we had even 5 years ago. And I want our residents to think for a minute. They may have a desktop, then they may have a tablet. They may have a laptop that they use.
Yeah.
They may have an Apple Watch. They may have a health device that is monitoring their heart rate and different things like this that are all on the internet. They're run
Another biggie one here is the thermostat, because now many people are switching over to those digital ones they can control, and so they don't have to get out of bed.
That's right. Well, many of our residents, as they're moving in, they're doing major remodels.
Yeah.
And you're right. And then, we've had a lot of people ask, can I have a Ring doorbell in here? Well, of course you can have a Ring doorbell. You can have a Nest camera system, whatever you want. So the point is that there's much more demand.
Yes.
And we are in a partnership with West Coast Internet. So what I'm talking about right now is GRF is in a partnership, but GRF does not. We provide the infrastructure, but we don't bring that internet line into the village. That's done by West Coast Internet, which is a partnership that GRF's been in for quite some time. And it's been a good partnership. So in talking, it's time to up the speeds is the point. So in order to be able to really do that properly, I just want to talk a little bit about what the plan is.
Okay.
And so I will keep talking. So what you have here, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you that this is not going to be that easy for our viewers to read. And I'm going to tell you where you can go to look at it if you really want to analyze it. And that is if you go to the website under calendars, and you go to this month's GRF meeting, which was the first week in December, and you open the agenda packet, there is a staff report in there that has this chart. And what it shows you is what the current speed levels are, what the new speed levels are proposed to be, and the rate increase that will be going into place.
Okay.
But before we move off the slide, there's one really important point. This is really a win-win for our residents, because let's just say that you're at the lowest speed there at 15 over 3 Mbps. You're going to get your speed doubled for $3 a month.
Oh.
But if you're at the next level right now, at the old speed of 30.3, if you want to, you can bump up, or I should say down in a way, but you can go to that other rate, which is up above it, and you're still gonna see an increase. So let's just say you're at 30 point, so you're gonna bump up, and you'll save money. So that part's a win-win, but we also have to take in mind, and we ought to take a look at the subscriber counts just for real quickly.
Yeah.
And again, this is a slide that's better looked at probably in the staff report, but we have seen a growing increase year over year. It's close to 20% of our residents are at the highest speed we offer, and we're losing people at the lowest speed.
Okay.
So we saw that there was this demand. So the feel was it makes sense to upgrade what we're offering.
Yes.
We have not had a rate increase since 2014.
Wow. Now, will you offer all of those levels still?
All of those levels. Now, the one thing that we do want to make sure people understand is people who are at the lowest level right now will be allowed to stay at that tier.
Okay.
However, we're not going to be offering it to new residents. We want to grandfather that and sunset it because it's really becoming, in another couple of years, it's not going to do anybody much good.
However, if somebody chooses not to do it right away, would they be able to change over at some point? Like, are you locked in for a year once you sign up for that particular?
No, you're not, no.
Okay.
But that's one of the beauties with working with West Coast Internet.
Okay.
You can change at any time.
Gotcha.
And I think what people have to understand is they have to just look at what their usage is.
Yes.
Another thing that's really affecting this is streaming. And I think just about all of us that are active in looking at entertainment content are streaming. And that requires a lot more bandwidth.
It sure does. Those movies, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good information because, like you said, we've had the system for quite some time the way it is, and now it is time. Now it's going to take some moving around of fiber and things like that, right?
This particular move that we're making right now does not affect the infrastructure.
Oh, fantastic.
We are able, because of the fiber that we have there, we just have to work with the West Coast Internet on that technology.
That's great.
Separately, at some point, you're right, we are going to have to really take a good solid look at what's underground with fiber, but that is almost it's part of this project, but it's almost a separate project.
Okay.
And that is being handled by the GRF Ad Hoc Committee, Broadband Ad Hoc Committee, and it's made up of members of all of the boards and several strong advisors.
Okay.
And we've been working now for quite some time on this.
Right.
And the beginning of first quarter of next year is really going to be these people are putting in. I just want to let you know these residents are putting in so much time on this.
Yeah.
Because we have to help them understand a technology that's quite complex.
Yeah.
So that they can advise the right decision that they want to make for how we invest in this.
Right, and it, like you said, it's complicated, and many folks may not be aware of some of the technology that is available today.
Most people just want to turn on their television.
Don't we all?
Hit the button, turn on the TV, hit the button, get on the internet, and they don't understand that when you're walking and driving in this village, you're walking and driving over this incredible infrastructure that makes that happen. And we have a whole team of people that make 24/7 that keep that going.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, so let's look at the countdown here of how this all came about. So we've November 1st, you had a contract change.
Well, let me, one thing I want to really emphasize, we held some focus groups this year, and one of the things that really came through very strongly from our residents is they feel like they're finding out about changes after the fact rather than before the fact. So in our media communications department, we're trying to work very closely with the boards. If you have a major initiative in committee and you are going to bring that to the board, we want to let people know that that's coming up. So that was the purpose of just showing you the timeline here. So what happened was we brought this to GRF, and they agreed with the committee's recommendation. So they brought it in their December 6th meeting. They brought it up as a resolution, but it's on 28-day.
Okay.
And so January meeting, January 3rd, is when they're going to meet to vote on this finally. And then if the vote goes through, which is anticipated, the increase will go in place in March.
Okay.
But we wanted, again, part of my being here today is to let people know and that this is coming. It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
But it is part of getting the village ready for the future.
Exactly. And so now it's still on 28-day notice, and it won't go to approval until January 3rd. So what can a resident do between now and then?
If they have any concerns or questions, I mean, first of all, I mentioned where the staff report is.
Right.
They can come to the meeting and ask questions.
Okay.
I would be happy if they wanted to contact me. I don't have any issue with that. My email is eileen.paulin@vmsinc.org.
Okay.
And we can answer any questions that people have. Or if they have a comment that they would like read at the meeting, they can send an email to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com.
Okay.
But I would strongly recommend, and I anticipate that there's certain people like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? And that really maybe don't understand the importance of this and why it's been a very well thought out recommendation.
Sure.
And I'd be happy to try to answer any questions that they might have up front.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate all the information.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and good luck with all these changes.
Thank you. We've been busy,
job.
let me tell you.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
right.
And did you want to?
I just wanted to say to everyone, I'm going to kind of break the wall, as they say. We just appreciate working with all of you residents, and from those of us in the Media and Communications Department, including the TV6 team, and those wonderful techs who come out and make sure that your broadband is working for you all the time. Happy, happy holidays. And it's a pleasure, and we just wish you the best.
Thank you. If you want more information about anything that was related to broadband or internet, you can always email us at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. We'll be right back.
At Genesis Medical Center, our goal is to treat chronic conditions with a traditional and holistic approach to get the best results. We created a program we call Diabetes Reversal, targeting people with prediabetes and chronic diabetes. The patient is closely and personally monitored. We check parameters, blood sugar monitoring, A1C, cholesterol, high blood pressure, and weight. We offer natural supplements, and we will hopefully decrease the amount of medications you're currently taking. We teach lifestyle modifications, increase confidence, and control the disease.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Pastor Paul Finley here from Lutheran Church of the Cross. Well, welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Lisa. Thanks for having me back again.
You're welcome. And we were talking all about your sweater, and I love the fact that it's from Norway.
Yeah, this is my Norwegian Christmas sweater. It's great this time of the year to be able to pull it out, and thankfully the weather actually makes it quite comfortable to wear instead of keeping me too hot.
Yeah, well, come Christmas, you might have to take it off because it's going to be 75 degrees on Christmas Day.
My Minnesota relatives will be jealous.
They certainly will be. All right, so we've got a couple of things. You guys just had a luncheon that I know you guys were here last time promoting.
Right. Paul Krotzer from the Lutheran Heritage Club of the Laguna Woods and I were here a month ago promoting our Village Christmas Luncheon, which was a super event. We had 180 people attend, and we specifically reached out to many of the fellowship and social groups in the village because our goal as a church is to create community. And what better way to foster community than to get the other groups that are also sharing that same mission of building community together.
Right.
So I sat at a table with the Baha'i Club of the village and the head of the African American village club, and we had the village Democrats and Republicans represented, along with the other social groups like the car club and things. It just was great. We sang carols, we had wonderful food, and I got to tell a story about the real St. Nicholas, the origin of Santa Claus, and that was both informative and entertaining. So I
love it. That is so nice, and I'm so glad that it was such a success because you know you do that once a month, right?
We do. So we'll take a break over next week for the Christmas break, but resuming on Tuesday, January 3rd.
Oh, it's every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday,
okay,
we have lunch.
Okay.
$7, home-cooked meal,
wow,
great fellowship. We sing a couple of songs, and we usually have some informational sharing going on. So we do look forward to that. After Christmas, come and let the fellowship continue at Lutheran Church of the Cross every Tuesday at 11.
You know, it's going to get too big. Then you might have to move it to a bigger location.
I'll gladly deal with that challenge when the time comes.
All right. Well, we've got some other things that are coming up. Of course, we have your Christmas services that will be this weekend. So let's go over those.
Yeah. Well, Christmas Eve is one of our biggest worship days of the year, and we have 4 special Christmas Eve services for the village at 2, 4, 6, and 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And we get to light candles and sing Silent Night and gather together as a family. You know, Christmas is all about coming home. And so our theme this year is coming home for the holidays, and we want to say welcome home at Lutheran Church of the Cross this Christmas.
You know, and that's so evident on your website. I went to your website, and I really like how everything is really very informative, like you said. You have your Christmas services on there, you have your regular services on there, and then all of the information about some of the missions that you guys are doing.
We've had a special missions focus for the month of December on an outreach that our church started called Lutheran Youth Impact El Salvador. This summer, Paul Kratzer and I, who was here last month with me, we went on a mission trip to El Salvador, and we were so touched and inspired by what we experienced there to come back and want to pay forward a transformative ministry that will make a difference in that country for a generation to come.
Right.
We see poverty in that part of the world at a level greater than anything we can imagine here in the United States. There has historically been systemic violence and corruption, and the only way that's going to change is if we empower the people who live there. We're outsiders coming in to give encouragement and an assist. We can't do it for them, the work that they need to reform their country, but we can encourage them and support them in doing that. And the greatest tool to reform culturally is education. And so in El Salvador, we are sponsoring young adults to go to college. Do you know?
Oh, that's great.
It only costs $1,500 a year to go to college in El Salvador.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice if that was here? Oh my goodness.
$125 a month will send a young adult to college, and in 4 years, we're turning out the next generation of doctors, nurses, lawyers, social workers, pastors, who are staying put. Instead of fleeing the country, they're empowered to stay there and transform the country for the good. So we've raised $15,000 this month to support 10 students to go to college next year. And the more we raise, the more students we'll be able to support. You can find out more about Lutheran Youth Impact El Salvador on our church website, Lutheran Church of the Cross, lcotc.org.
Perfect, perfect. And then we're going to bring it back here locally. You have an event that's coming up for homeless persons here.
Yeah, tomorrow night, December 21st, the longest night of the year, the darkest day of the year, the winter solstice. And Lutheran Church of the Cross sponsors a homeless outreach ministry called Our Father's Table, directed by a wonderful woman, Gina Serial. And she is on the streets of South Orange County every day, finding people who are living without shelter, who are living without resources, and connecting them to resources. There's thousands of social service organizations in Orange County, literally thousands. A lot of the times that the people that need these resources don't know how to access them. So Our Father's Table is that go-between that connects the people to the resources in a holistic way. And yet another significant problem among the homeless of Orange County is that they're dying on the streets and they are forgotten. They have no family. No one remembers them. No one cries a tear at their loss. And so the nonprofit homeless outreaches of Orange County have come together to create this once-a-year interreligious memorial service. to honor those who have passed away on the streets. Some 400 people in the last year, if you can believe it.
Wow. So that's tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow night,
Okay.
7 p.m., and all are welcome. It's the Lutherans and the Catholics and the Jews, and we have some non-denominational members of our society all coming together to say the people who die on the streets are still children of God,
Yeah.
and they deserve a death, a memorial that gives them dignity and shows them love. So we're honored to do that, and we welcome the whole community to join us for that service.
All right, fantastic. And one quick thing, New Year's Eve, you're having a kids celebration, so let's just outline that super quick.
Oh gosh, we've got programs for the kids 4 years old through 4th grade. There's going to be snacks and games and prizes and entertainment. Your kids are going to be kept active. We have grandkids in the village. We have neighbor kids, and they can invite their friends. So as many of you as know kids, invite them to Lutheran Church of the Cross on New Year's Eve from 6 to 9 p.m.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Always
Happy
a
holidays,
pleasure.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you.
And also with you.
All right. If you want more information about anything that we discussed, you can always go to their website or you can call the number that's on your screen. We'll be right back.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.
Welcome back. Well, all right, we've got a couple of announcements for you. I just want to make sure that you know about the New Year's Eve celebrations. Of course, there are two that you can choose from. So one is a performance, which has a bunch of performing acts, like live incredible acts, mostly music. And then the other one that you can choose is more of the traditional celebration, where they're going to have, you know, cheers at 9 o'clock, and that's actually 9 to midnight. So you can stick around and have some fun till midnight, and that's going to have one band. All right, let's take a look at our weather before we head out. We are looking at beautiful skies here through the remainder of the week and into the weekend. By Saturday, it's looking pretty darn warm. 66, 45, 67, 45. 67, 48, 68, 51, and 75, 55. Have a great day in the village. Don't forget we have a meeting coming up at 9:30 right after our morning broadcast of This Day. Have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.